What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. I'm excited to take a look at a new Kaiser with you guys today. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, I have a new budget offering from Kaiser that I personally am very excited about. That is the new budget variant of the Kaiser Militaw. Now, there's a lot of variants out there for you to choose from. Me personally, I'm more drawn to the 154 cm steel from Kaiser. I like it just a little bit more than their Nitro V. Having said that, it is a little bit more expensive than the Nitro V, so you're going to spend, $15 to $25 more for that fact alone. So going with the 154 cm, a little bit of a higher price point, but still well under $100. G10 is what you're seeing here for the scale material with wood inlays that I think they did a very nice looking job on. You got a very basic steel fold over clip, not reversible, a little bit of a miss in my opinion. You got nested steel liners in there that are milled out for weight reduction, and we'll do the disassembly in a video later to show that. Very good access to the liner lock, very good looking closed profile, just like I think it looks very nice open. Very good access still to that opening hole for deployment for the reverse flick and for the thumb opening. Very well jimped here on the top for that front flipper action. Very easy to manipulate this one. Oops, that's my fault. I actually went on my knuckle and not on the skin. I think I can even reach around. I do apologize. It's been a little cold lately, and my hands have been getting dried out, and I made the mistake of putting on a little lotion. I tried to wash my hands before handling the knife so that I don't have like the lotion marks all over it, but I think it's still on the skin just a little bit because it's not a cheap lotion. So I am slipping a little bit. That is definitely more me than it is the knife. Now, I did go ahead and cut with this one, and it has a great factory edge. It came out of the box sharp going through the catalog paper, no issues. And then I grabbed a piece of cardboard just to demonstrate on camera to show you what I've been doing with this one. It absolutely destroys the cardboard. It cuts through it like a hot knife through butter, and then it has enough of a drop point tip that's low to where I can articulate and get into a pinch grip and do in a pinch grip. Haha, funny, right? In a pinch. Anyway, awful dad joke. I couldn't even laugh at it myself. It was so bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'll do better. You do have ceramic bearings in the pivot. I believe, if I recall, these are, can't remember if they're stamped or if they are caged. Yeah, that's right. They're caged. So ceramic bearings and a nylon washer. The action on budget knives for me usually are good enough and feel smooth enough to me to where I just don't justify spending the extra money on skiff bearings to install them. And this one is no exception in that case. Just really well done, very nice action, very smooth on the open and close, very controlled close, and I really like that a lot. I'm not quite sure if I want to do the Civivi milled pocket clip or if I want to do the Kaiser fold over titanium pocket clip coated here. I think the Kaiser milled titanium pocket clip is just a little bit thicker, so I may go with the Civivi at first, and I'll bring that one out here in a minute to show you why. Let's go ahead and do size comparisons since we're going to stop here, and I'm going to tease at what I'm talking about that's off camera really quick. So if it's been a little while since you've seen a full-sized Militaw, this is the comparison against my Bug Out and my Manix 2 lightweight. Both of these have the Applied Weapon Tech scales, but you can see it is a full-size knife, very nice ergos, plenty of grip on it. I really do love these models a ton. Let's do a couple of budget knives comparison. Okay, I know I said budget knife comparisons, but I actually wanted to bring out my premium Militaw here because we're going to talk about the differences between those two after we compare the weight on these particular knives. But here it is against the Nice Guy and the more premium version. They start with 154 cm titanium and various inlays. I think those are White Mountain Knives exclusives, but the generic variant is around 150, 160. That is S35N, and I think micarta. I don't think they've done alternative inlays just yet for that one. Let's grab the scale, let's check the weight, then we'll compare the weight against the premium Militaw. All right, so before we weigh the budget Militaw, guys, we got the scale out and on. Let's do the premium to refresh my memory. So coming in at 4 ounces. If I had to guess, I think this is really close to that. It doesn't feel like a huge difference, even though it's steel liners. This is full titanium, but this does have steel hardware and a steel pocket clip. So I don't know how much they were able to mill those nested liners out to see if it comes at or below that 4-ounce weight. But let's take a look and see. Yeah, coming in at 3.8. Like I said, I didn't really think it was a huge difference. Let's remove the scale, and then we'll do some comparisons, then we'll score it. All right, let's do some quick talk off comparisons first and foremost. So dimension wise, it is pretty much identical as far as the length. I would say the weight 3.8 versus 4.0, pretty negligible in my opinion. I will say I think the lock bar access on your premium version is just a skosh better in my opinion than it is on the liner lock, but I will say that the liner lock is still really good for a liner lock. Another thing that I noticed here as well is that they did get the specs, and that's what I was curious about, and I don't know how well that'll show up on camera, so I do apologize. Maybe a little bit, sorry, this is my dirty cleaning cloth, but let's do the white background, and perhaps that'll help you guys see. Pretty much the same specs as far as thickness goes there, and then the contouring looks pretty identical. I will say I think between the liner and the scale, well, that's not the same side. Hold on. This feels just I don't know, it might just be, it feels like it's a little bit thicker right there at the relief cut on the liner lock version than it is on the frame lock version, but I can't be for certain on that. Maybe I can do some measurements later and try to figure that out. I would say blade stock is about the same, blade stock thickness about the same. This is the pocket clip I was saying I think would, like if I got the Civivi variant, which has the two holes in it, I think it would look a little bit nicer on there, but it wouldn't carry as deep. The other thing too about this one, which will go into the score, I have felt it kind of moving around a little bit. I don't know if that's because the wood is slick or what's going on with that. But anyway, let's go ahead, move that out of the way. Let's jump into the score and wrap this up. So scoring, I score on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. Budget knives, I cap at 7, and that's just because I feel like 154 cm and certain materials will only carry you so far. Now, I have said that 154 cm with titanium can get above the 7. To me, I think 154 cm and S30V are those steels that are kind of getting you into the super steel territory. With the right materials, those can flex, I'll say, into premium. Okay, that's a lot of explanation, JD. Let's jump into it. All right, where am I at on this one? To me, I am actually going to give this one a 6.9. That is the highest score I've ever given on a budget knife. I have never hit 7 on anything on that, so you may be wondering why so high and or what could have held it back from being absolutely perfect. So one thing I do want to say, I love this G10. It is a smooth finish G10, but it's still very tactful, very grippy. I like this wood. It's not super slick. It's again very tactful. I don't know how that'll hold up. I'm going to look to see how to properly treat it to keep this looking nice, but not cause it to be slick. Access to the liner lock, while it is really good, I will say, because I've handled the premium Militaw, that frame lock access is just a skosh better. I will say the detent on these feel pretty much identical. I don't really notice a huge difference between the two. This one has a little bit more guillotine action to it. This one feels a little bit more drop shut. No, I'm sorry, a little bit more controlled close is what I meant to say there. But part of me wonders if that's because the DLC coating on there maybe resist the detent strength from the lock bar. I'm not 100% sure. This one has a blasted finish, which on 154 cm doesn't worry me too much. It's not going to rust or corrode, but I would have rather have seen the static wash, I think, on this one. I think some people may argue that the blasted coated finish looks better here, but I would have liked to have seen the static wash. I don't know what that does for the price, because I think this is like around 70 bucks. The other big miss for me is just going to be that this pocket clip functions really well. I just hate that I feel it move around when I'm cutting with it. Also, when I'm disengaging and deploying it, I can feel well, not deploying it, but disengaging it, I feel it moving around. And where is it that I really feel it? Oh, on the front flipper. When I go to that front flipper, I'm trying to leverage this, and it moves around just a little bit. I mean, it's very minor movement, but I do feel it moving around. Jimping is perfect on that front flipper. I love that opening hole shape. I'm really able to catch it very easily to deploy it. The bearings that come with this are very good factory bearings, especially for a budget knife, so I like that a lot. So really just a couple of little tiny things for me that kind of keep it from being an absolute perfect budget knife, but it is really, guys, 6.9 is such a fantastic score, and I just love this. This is a great all-arounder, great EDC, and again, you can get it with the Nitro V for a few bucks less. Like I said, I think it's like $20-25 less than the 154 cm variant, because they have a bunch of different versions out there. And if you have medium hands, small hands, the small one's going to be really good for you for EDC. I would say when you get to large or higher, I would recommend the full size for sure. I personally like the full size more. I got to experience the mini, but it just really wasn't for me. It was just a little bit too narrow. It wasn't that I couldn't get the 4 fingers on there. It was just a little bit too narrow. I think a little bit more height on it probably would have worked just a little bit better for me. But having said that, I have the full size one, so I'm grateful for that. Guys, let me know what you think about the budget Militaw down in the comments below, and did you pick one up? If you're not, I have both Blade HQ and Kaiser linked down below. Check both, because sometimes Kaiser does little sales and things like that, so if you're picking up more than one or something, they may have something going on. And definitely check during the holidays and events like that at Blade HQ, because they definitely do sales as well, so you may be able to save a little bit there. And if I find any exclusive versions that they do out on Amazon, I'll link those as well for you. Those, when you use those links, it really helps. It allows me to pick up knives for review, and that later end up sometimes in giveaways that I do for milestones. It also affords me the opportunity to buy materials for cutting, things of that nature, and to be able to kind of run the channel. And a huge shout out to channel members. You guys really support the channel with those memberships. If you enjoyed today's video, leaving a like will help on the way out. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about this one, or just to say hey. Love to hear from you guys. I'm out of here. I hope you have a great week. Catch you next time. Peace.